When I see what they sub, when I see what they want to more than what, when I see when I just watch the video. Share the video as now the watch and make it share.
Yes.
Hold.
President Tinubu don comot hand for Soludo matter and Biafra matter. Now Soludo dey on im own. I wan make you pay attention. Watch this video from the starting to the end. Lis ten to wetin government don talk and wetin constitution dey talk about this action wey be say Soludo don take. Right now, Soludo dey do illegal attitude because you come to think of it now if you dey impose people to come out and with insecurity wey no dey now, how you go take dey assure say those people go dey self guided? You understand? Now, another thing where you need to think. So pay attention. Watch this video from the starting to the end. Listening to waiting government they talk about waiting Soludo don't do and waiting constitution the state they try to talk, because most times he call himself professor. I don't know why he no even understand all those things before he take this in action when they take, and he think say Tinubu go side them, or he think say Tinubu go support them for the actions when they take. I don't know what he won't benefit from Tinubu. Sometimes I they ask that question. Make una help me drop the opinion at the comment section. I don't know waiting to Soludo they benefit from Tinubu. We make and they take action on all those things. Every time na Biafra matter we be saying carry for our head. Every time na Biafra matter. Leave Biafra alone. Other governors they busy, they do everything they supposed to they do. Him himself they busy, they fight Biafra to show say if in like the way Mazina the Carlo still dey for detention, because say if Mazina the Carlo they release in political career will just die bada. So I'm not gonna just talk much. Pay attention, watch this video from the starting to the end. Then make sure say you share this video to everyone on every social media platform. Now the only one I feel take encourage supporters. Make sure say you click the subscribe button for more updates. Don't forget to share this video both Facebook and WhatsApp to everyone, and don't forget to drop your opinion at the comment section. Click the subscribe button for more updates.
Intellectual revolt against executive power in Anambra State. The Forum of Southeast Academic Doctors, or FOSAD, is taking on Governor Chukwuma Soludo, accusing him of executive rascality over his decision to shut down the Onitsha main market for 1 week, one of the largest commercial hubs in West Africa, because traders failed to open on Mondays amid the sit-at-home crisis. FOSAD says this is not governance but collective punishment, that the state is asking citizens to risk their lives in an environment of fear and insecurity and then punishing them for choosing survival. They argue that you cannot compel economic activity at gunpoint, you cannot decree confidence where violence still lingers, and you cannot confuse raw authority with democratic legitimacy. FOSAD insists that the sit-at-home crisis is not a market discipline problem, but a deep security and political failure, one that cannot be solved by shutting shops, deploying force, or issuing ultimatums that deepen resentment and economic pain. Well, for on this, I'm joined now in the studio by Dr. Uzo Ngoladi, who is Secretary General of the Forum of Southeast Academic Doctors, or FOSAD, one of the strongest institutional critics of the governor's decision. Thank you very much indeed for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Now, you called the market closure executive rascality. What specific legal or constitutional line did Governor Soludo cross?
Oh, thank you very much for that question. Executive rascality refers to unethical behavior, especially by people in positions of authority, and is also about abuse of authority. Now you ask the question, what is the constitutional breach? When you are trampling on the rights of innocent citizens, of our brothers and sisters who are traders in Onitsha main market, is an infringement on their fundamental human rights. If they choose, they can stay home. If they choose, they can come out for their business, especially when their life is at stake. You know, this is a normal human instinct. Safety first, safety and security. You have to earn the confidence of the people. You have to earn their trust. They have to be sure. I mean, I won't see a place where there is a potential crisis and I want to go there. But if my goods are destroyed or lives are lost, who is going to compensate me?
That's a good point. But if the law,
yes,
and you also teach criminology, so you've got a good sense of the law.
Yes.
If the law allows temporary closures for public order, which the law allows, where exactly does legality end and abuse begin in this case?
There is no disorder. There was relative peace in Anambra State, at least as of last week. The traders did not show up on Monday because of the regular sit at home. Why don't you find an alternative means? I suggest non-kinetic approach. You don't use this approach of force.
Yeah, but the governor had essentially said that things had returned to normal.
Okay.
That there was no longer any need for a sit at home. He's the executive authority.
Okay.
He's the chief security officer. And he's declared that there is no longer any need for a Monday sit at home. I mean, you also argued that this is collective punishment.
Oh, sure.
It is the responsibility of the government to restore normal economic life. And you're saying that you would have done it differently.
Yes, because first of all, the first responsibility of any responsible government is security of lives and property.
Indeed.
Yes, and when you declare that the situation has returned to normalcy, you have to also allow the people to feel it. It is the people that you're leading that would, that would come out confidently to say that, look, we are safe and we can come out. Especially...
Yeah, but if they don't turn up on Mondays, how are they going to know that they're safe?
Well, if you go on the social media, you will realize that a lot of traders are speaking up. You know, at Forsad, we are the voice of the voiceless. We speak up for the masses. Majority of the traders say that most times they come to market on Mondays. Markets open on Monday, but they don't have people who are coming to buy because of that air of insecurity. There's fear in the air that, look, if we come out, something will happen to us. The transporters are not even working.
Yeah, but can I ask you this?
Yes.
Can fear be allowed to veto state authority indefinitely? That's the question here. At what point does accommodation become capitulation to violent state actors? I mean, the governor has to at some point say this has got to end.
Yes. If you want it to end, you should use non-kinetic approach. First of all, you must bring the stakeholders together. This is a gradual process. It's not something that you use force and you come out and shout orders. Don't come to market. If you don't show up, if you don't open your businesses, we are going to shut it down. We are going to pull it down. No, you don't threaten people. The first question I want to ask, a rhetorical question. Few months ago, will Soludo give such an order while he was campaigning for his second term?
Well, I have no idea. As you said, it's a rhetorical question.
Of course, I know he will not. He will not, because if he does that, he might lose the election. If he threatens the traders in Onitsha main market that was established since 1506 by our forefathers. And another question I also ask is, did you consult the Obi of Onitsha, the revered monarch, Igwe Nemeka Achebe, the first-class traditional ruler across the Niger? Did you consult him?
Presumably your contention is that he didn't.
No, he didn't, because we have investigated. We have our members in Anambra State. We have members in all the 5 states of Anambra State and in the diaspora. So he did not. You should consult the traditional rulers. This amounts to disrespect and disregard for the revered traditional ruler. And by extension, the people of Anambra State. Nobody is in support of sit at home. Personally, I'm not in support of it. Soludo by himself gave a figure to the losses that we incur every Monday. And he put the figure at 8 billion. Now times, multiply 8 billion
by 1 week.
By 7, by 1 week. That will give you 56 billion naira.
Yeah.
And again, you are also endangering the lives of the people. Look at yesterday. There was gunshots in the air. They were shooting canisters. They were tear gassing people. And most of these young people who are in their productive age, this is their only means of livelihood. There are daily income earners in that Onitsha main market. There are people who have perishable goods. There are people who took loans. Why don't you just engage the people? Engage the people and don't take this cocky stance.
You may well have a point there, but there are people, I mean, you frame those traders as essentially victims.
Yes.
But aren't there some traders who comply with that sit-at-home order out of sympathy or out of politics? In those circumstances, how should the government separate fear from political protest?
Oh, first of all, you saw when he came to the market with a retinue of security personnel. Why don't you bring those security personnel every Monday and let the people appeal to the people? Make use of the media, both the traditional and social media. I've not seen any jingles on air talking about, please come out on Mondays. Anambra is safe now. You know, those kind of campaigns that they engaged when he wanted his second term. Why don't you go to the markets? And you can also incentivize the people. You know, give them incentives. You can say something like, you can do something like, maybe the first 500 people to open their shops on Monday, they will get that 5 kg bag of rice. You know, I'm giving them because that's free of charge. You know, when you do that, you will see that gradually.
That's a good consultancy,
yes,
actually.
people will start coming out. Maybe this Monday, you see a few people, they will come to see.
Right.
And they will notice that all those armored vehicles are there, you know, positioned strategically as security measures. You will see people, they'll start coming. The next Monday, the number will increase. This is a gradual process.
But let me ask you this, okay? I mean, because, as you said, closing Onitsha main market for a week may admittedly inflict economic pain.
Yes.
You know, maybe greater than the Monday sort of sit-at-home economic pain. But do you agree that it might also deter sort of armed enforcers by showing that the state will not be paralyzed? Is there no deterrence value there as far as you can see?
Well, the non-state actors are there in the southeast. We can't deny that. They've been operating, there has been kidnapping, there has been banditry, and which is also an indictment on the government because it's their responsibility to protect the people. But what we are saying at FOSAD is that this approach is very wrong. We are not supporting non-state actors, but now your approach now is worse than that of non-state actors.
Well, how does the governor earn legitimacy as the chief security officer of the state under what I might call active coercion by armed groups? In other words, if a governor cannot compel markets to open, what stops any armed group from dictating policy by fear? I mean, isn't that a slippery slope here?
It's a very sensitive issue, you know, and that is why we are calling on the governor to revisit this is a directive of closing the markets. And he even threatened that, you know, if he comes back on next Monday and the shops are not open, that he will also extend it again by another 1 week. You know, your question is valid. You know, we don't expect a governor who is the executive, who is the chief security officer of the state, to fold his arms and watch non-state actors take over. You know, that's where you need to consult with all the stakeholders. The traditional rulers are there. The market women are there. You come out and appeal to them. You don't use force. I keep stressing that point.
But
look, this approach is very wrong.
Wasn't there consultation over a period? I mean, it may not have happened immediately now, but over a period of time about how best to deal with this situation, which is why they've, if you like, graduated to this point where the governor feels reasonably confident that security has been restored. I mean, let me put it this way, because if the closure worsens hardship, you blame the governor.
Oh, sure.
If he does nothing and commerce collapses, do you still blame him?
Well, commerce have not collapsed. The Anambra people, the traders in the southeast, and even the workers, all of them are used to that abnormal sit at home every Monday. They have adjusted, but that does not mean that the sit at home should continue. That is why the governor should find an alternative means. You know, you cannot just come out and, you know, propaganda does not equal leadership and say that the state is safe. You know, if the state is now safe, why are the members of their families are out of the country? Majority of them are in London, in the United States, in Canada. Their children and their family members are not residing in Anambra State or even in Nigeria. You know, so if you say that the state is now safe and you have solved the insecurity problem, we should expect that you start by your families. There are also traders in Sofia, his hometown. Why don't you just, you know, sit with them and also, you know, convince them to start coming out every Monday at the markets, you know, test them. I've also given an opinion here, a suggestion that you can also use incentives. Okay, the first 500 people, the first 100 people, you get a bag of 5 kg rice. It doesn't cost anything. We see them sharing that during campaigns and all whatnot. So our problem is with the approach that he's using. And you have seen what it has caused within these 2-3 days. We have seen the protests. We have seen that it has rendered young people idle. And do you want them to go into crime? Because what gives rise to crime is idleness, unemployment. And now these people have created businesses for themselves, created a means of livelihood, which the government has not done. You know, is this how we are going to have the Dubai Taiwan that he promised us during his first term? That we didn't see any sign of that. We didn't see infrastructures. Look at that market. If you look at the videos we are seeing on social media, even on Arise TV, you will see that market requires a kind of retouch, build infrastructure like we see in Ariaria market. There's a video that came out this morning on Twitter where we saw the governor
market is in
Abia State.
Right.
That we saw the Abia State governor, engaging traders in Ariaria markets. And, things were flowing well. And we see again that Abia used to be the worst state in the south. It's the people that will decide. It's not you that is the leader. You cannot set an exam, write an exam, and score yourself. When you hear the way people are appreciating the governor of Abia State, you can see that he has really done, he has done a good work. Yes, if you have done a good work, it will reflect in the lives of the people. So if there is security in Anambra State, I bet you, Charles, you don't need to force people to come out. They will come out on their own.
Right.
They are the ones losing every Monday.
Indeed.
If they are losing 8 billion every Monday, you can imagine. And some people come from, this is the biggest market in West Africa. People come from outside the country and other states to buy, to sell, to transact business. So most times they come on Sunday. When they come on Sunday, they wait. After that Monday, Tuesday, they do their business. Majority of them are stranded in Anambra State right now.
Well, let me ask you this, because we're almost out of time. What is, from your perspective, the single time-bound plan that you think can restore Monday's commerce without rewarding those who enforce fear?
Consult with the stakeholders. This is a gradual process. Shops are always open on Monday. I keep emphasizing on that because we have investigated that. But the majority of the people who want to transact business, they don't want to show up on Monday. So you can't just open your shops and there are no people coming to transact business with you. That is why it's called buying and selling. In Anambra State, majority of us are traders. So the best way, the best approach, and we are appealing to Soludo, reopen the market first. Reopen this on the Shaman market. I heard that he had a media party today. You are putting the cart before the horse. Why? You should have done this first. You should continuously. It's a continuum. It's endless. You continue engaging the people because this is what leadership is all about. Okay. Leadership is about having followers and earning their trust.
Right. Okay.
Once you earn their trust, that their life is safe, their goods safe, their shops, nobody is coming to vandalize or destroy their shops, and that you have really curtailed the excesses of these non-state actors, people will come out.
Okay.
To do
On
business.
that note, I want to thank
With what I don't hear right now, what you think, drop your opinion at the comment section and make sure say you share this video to everyone on every social media platform so that they go contribute their own opinion, and don't forget to click the subscribe button for more updates. Now the only way on fit take encourage supporters. Thank you.